Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting podcast here today. This is the Grizzly Talk Podcast. Now, we're live here in the studio to bring you guys another exciting podcast. And you guys, you've been hearing us and you've been loving what we've been doing. And, I just got to say thank you to everyone out there. Now, this is a standalone for the podcast here for you guys. Happy November. We are kind of back in time, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in time. So we pushed our clocks back and we were able to gain one more hour of sleep. We're actually, so I lied. We're not here in the studio right now. We're actually in the campus right now, and we're in the library. So everyone's doing some studying, doing some really hardcore studying right now. We are in the library. It's getting darker, but today's a special day simply because we're out here on campus. We're doing some homework. We're doing some film edits. We're doing a lot of great stuff, but today is the Retro Fashion Show. Of course, the Student Fashion Association. Their fashion show is tonight, 7 to 9. By the time you're saying it, we're actually pre-recording right now, and we're going to upload right after this podcast. So I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear us or hear the podcast before the show or after, but it's going to be the day of the recording of the Retro Fashion Show. Of course, GTP will be there to film a special content for you guys out there. You guys are going to see it on our Instagram. That's Grizzly_Talk. Again, that's Grizzly_Talk. That is our official Grizzly Talk Podcast Instagram. And I'm so happy about that success. So seeing a lot of students right now, and it's amazing. Students are in depth of studying right now. It is November. It's wrapping up the fall season. Of course, fall semester is ending up with November. Then next month will be December. And, we don't really have the whole month of December. We have like the first, 2 or 3 weeks of December. And then we're going on Christmas break. And then that's it. That's done for the fall season. And then we move on to that spring. So excited to see the students studying. It's exciting. It really is an exciting time for people to not only study, but, to get ready to end the semester off. And as we celebrate and get ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas break. So, again, we have a lot of things to talk about here on the podcast. And I want to give a shout out, of course, the GGC Tennis. So if you guys seen the post from yesterday, we've done a post. We did some filming with GGC Athletics and GDN, that's Grizzlies Digital Network. We were filming up for tennis for their media day alongside with baseball. So excited to see the players get ready for their spring season. It was a fun time, and hopefully GDN likes the content we were able to capture, and they use it to their media platforms. And I can't wait to see the finishing product for that because, when we go out there and we film, we want to see the end results. We want to see the end of the practice, end of the clips that we were able to get for them. And, I've been so humbled and been so thankful to be back with the GGC Athletics for a one-day film job. It's been very, very amazing. So on to our next news announcements from OLAS. That's GGC OLAS. You can follow their Instagram right now. It's OLAS_GGC. They've been on the podcast show before, and they really love their podcast show. Got to have them back on the show. But they wanted to say a special thank you to everyone who came out to their past Saturday event, to the third annual festival with the Warrior Theater. They hope that everyone had a great time and enjoyed all the wonderful performances. I wasn't there. Sadly, I wasn't there at the event because I had another engagement to do that Saturday, but I've seen it all over the Instagram, and they looked like they had a great turnout, and they had a lot of performances there at their event. So if you guys missed that event, that's one event that, you missed, but it's okay because you're going to have more events coming up. You don't want to miss a GGC OLAS event simply because they pull out all the stops. They pull out some really creative events out there, and it's pretty swanky, if you ask me. It's pretty swanky indeed. So they also want to thank to all the other organizations who came out and helped with the event. And then on their Instagram at OLAS _GGC. You guys can go to that Instagram, see all the wonderful photos they posted for their event. Now, you're wondering, when is OLAS's next event? Of course, it's the 12th Annual Masquerade Ball. It'll be Friday, November 15th, 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. in the Elvis Center. They're going to have music, best mask contest, dancing, food. Formal attire is required simply because it is a ball. It's a masquerade ball. So you don't want to show up to this event in your blue jeans and t-shirt. You want to dress to impress for this event. So it's very, very exciting. Very, very exciting to see them do their thing. And I can't wait to see the success for this event. Of course, they're going to be the next GTP spotlight for the 12th annual Masquerade Ball. So again, something you guys don't want to miss it. You just do not want to miss this event for sure. Of course, they had the general body meeting today, and they were able to do their thing. And they did some things here, and we can play it here on the show. Did today's icebreaker, untangle the human knot. You guys can see this on their Instagram. As we watch this video, of course, that's pretty cool. Please see it on their Instagram for sure. It was today. Yeah, so a rather hot day, y'all. It's been very, very hot today. We were anticipating GGC students to be cold today, but turns out that it was pretty warm. It's been pretty warm indeed. So, of course, the next thing goes out to GGC Student Employment. Of course, it is the Grizzly Orientation Leaders. They are the student employees who help new students transition into college through the process of Grizzly Orientation. Their application is available November 1st, of course, at jobs.ggc.edu. Of course, that's jobs.ggc.edu. If you want to be an orientation leader, those events are really fun because you're seeing a lot of high school students who are coming fresh out of high school, getting ready for their next transition, for them transitioning into college life. And it's a fun time. It's a very, very fun time. So if you are looking for not only a job, but for that culture of GGC, I recommend is jobs.ggc.edu. They also have Trivia Tuesday. Of course, I'm going to read their Trivia Tuesday here. Is one of these is not a required document to apply. Of course, it's A, resume. Letters of recommendation is B. C will be the cover letter, and D, class schedule. So if you guys want to answer that right now, go to their Instagram. It's GGC_student employment. Again, that's GGC_student employment. Of course, they have a good following there, and you guys, please, I recommend it for sure. Of course, we're going to pass it on down to the GGC Equestrian Club. Again, a good friends of mine over at GGC Equestrian Club. You guys can follow their Instagram. It's ggc.equestrianclub. Of course, they had a glorious, gorgeous day for a lesson today with the awesome opportunity for Georgia Gwinnett's head photographer, Rod Riley. Rod Riley, he's a very awesome photographer. He's GGC's photographer. He was actually there yesterday at the Tennis Media Day, and he was able to do his thing there. So, of course, me doing the videography side, he's doing his photography side. It's remarkable. It's really incredible to see two creative people work together. So he was there. He joined them to take some pictures, of course, for this RSO. Of course, this is a great RSO because, it's an equestrian club. You're riding horses on a beautiful day. These are some very nice breed of horses too. Like you guys can see on their Instagram that these are very, very gorgeous horses. So you guys can join their RSO. I recommend it. It's ggc.equestrian club because they're winning prizes and they're doing their thing. And I really do love it how RSOs are really out there shining for Georgia Gwinnett College. And last but certainly not least, this next shout out goes to the GGC International Student Association. You guys can follow their Instagram. It's GGC_ISA. Of course, it's their Taste of the World Showcase, November 21st, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. I've, harped on it a lot for the podcast. Of course, you guys can go back and see that podcast. It's GTP, Taste of the World podcast episode, also streaming on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Spotify. But you guys, please sign up if you want to participate. They're still taking applications. I know it's past November 1st, but they're extending their application to participate down to November 8th. It's a free sign up. All you got to do is just sign up, and you get to do your thing there. I really recommend this because you guys can show out and show your showcase here, and you can really diverse in the culture of international cultures within international students. So I really recommend it. Of course, SGA, if you guys go back to that podcast, they have so many RSOs partnered with them. They got Student Fashion Association partnered with them. SGA is partnered with them, and OLAS is also a partner with them in this event. So recommend it for you guys for sure. If you guys want to be on this podcast, of course, the Grizzly Talk Podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson, please send me an email. It's kpatterson2@ggc.edu, or you can contact us on our Instagram at Grizzly_Talk. We want to hear from you guys, and we want to hear what you want to let your voice be heard, and we want to hear from you guys here on the podcast. Now, if you want to be the next GTP Spotlight, also send me an email. It's kpatterson2@ggc.edu. Or you can contact us on our Instagram at Grizzly_Talk. So that's going to do it for the Grizzly Talk Podcast. Of course, a little standalone show here today from the library. That's probably why you guys are probably thinking why I'm talking so low and soft. We're in the library. Students are here. There's a lot of students here. I had to score a study room in here because, we're getting close to the end. A lot of these students are getting ready for finals. Some of these students are getting ready to finish up their capstone. I see one student on her computer right now. She looks like she's doing some really hard, I want to say biology is what that looks like. She's so determined too. And I don't mean that in a creepy way. It's just she's very focused in biology, and it's amazing to see students really dedicated to their studies, really focused on what they got to do. So that's going to do it for the GTP standalone. Of course, I'm about to dive my head into some books. I encourage students, don't procrastinate on studying. Before I end this podcast, do not procrastinate on studying. It's beginning of November, and it's going to be over just like that. So I recommend keep your head in the books, ladies and gentlemen, students of GGC. Stay focused. We're almost there, and we're almost to the home stretch, almost there for that break. So you just got to push through, GGC students. So that's going to do it. GTP with your host, Kennedy Patterson. You guys stay swanky, stay awesome, and go Grizzlies. We'll see you guys in the next podcast.